Welcome to the CEO Coach Show. This show is for the soul-led hustler. If you are simultaneously trying to embody your best self and do the work, they can coexist. They do here, and you're in the right place. Today's show is on improving retention. So if you are losing clients and you're wondering why, then this show could help. This actually comes off the back of I spoke at the Thrive and Lead Summit. Shout out to Maggie and Steph, the co-hosts. And I delivered an entire presentation, obviously. And this question around VIP days came up both in the Q&A for my presentation and also in the Q&A for the panel. So VIP days was hitting it. And I think that there is maybe an issue that we could resolve together in reinvesting in people to improve your retention. So let me tell you about the VIP days first, and then let's go into some techniques that you could use should you want to do VIP days and or you would like to integrate something else that is maybe a little bit simpler, maybe is more accessible, because certainly VIP days are one of my high ticket offerings. So let me preface what a VIP day is in the CEO Crowd House. It is not a product you can just pay for. It is a bonus for one-to-one clients. I rarely source one-to-one clients. I don't take on one-to-one clients anymore, only if someone comes to me and they're like, please. So this is not an ad. This is genuinely just what we do, what we've always done, and what I've seen work really, really well. So VIP days in my world is very much, hey, I'm in your city. Let me hang out with you for the day, which is kind of an ask of me to my clients, but it is an all-inclusive day where I just want to spoil them. I just want to spoil them, take care of them, and see how they move around the world because there's only so much you can see in someone's life if you're with them for an hour a week, an hour every 2 weeks. Yes, you're in their WhatsApp as well. If you're my one-to-one, you're in their WhatsApp as well. But that relationship builds and builds over time. The typical retention of my one-to-ones is like between 2 and 3 years. It's a long time. So with that, yes, I spend a lot of time, but not a significant amount of time or enough time to see them move around the world. I see them on their screen when they're in their house or at a parent's home, in the side room, on vacation, in a hotel, whatever it might be, for an hour. It's a screenshot. So you get to see how they move around the world, which is great for you as the coach. So huge benefit because then you can actually start to see, oh, like this is where this client is working right now. This is how she's presenting in the world. This is how she receives things. I say she because I work with women, but insert he or she or neither, should that be your area of focus. So VIP days, not as you know them, not as like, let's build your website in a day, very much, let's give you this gift and understand more about you, learn more about you, and also take massive care of you. So, yes, while I've pointed out the part that's really great for you as the coach, the part that's really great for your clients is that this is a gift. This is not an upsell. This is not, well, this VIP day is going to cost me, VIP days usually cost me $600 there or thereabouts. This VIP day is going to cost me $600. So I'm coming to your city. Did you want a VIP day? It'll cost you $600. Absolutely not. I factor that into the upfront cost of my coaching so that I can take care of people and take care of them well. I also factor in gift costs throughout the year for birthdays, for Christmases, for if something goes wrong. Should they lose a family member? Should something terrible happen? Should something wonderful happen and they get married and then you can send them a gift? Like factor all of those things in on the front end. That's why this is a luxury offer. And the VIP days run for most of the day. I'll meet them in the morning. We'll go for a bougie breakfast. I like to do them in Edinburgh. I have done London, and London was slightly different. It was very like Kensington Gardens. Let's do a high tea. But if you want like the total down low on Edinburgh, Scotland, in the United Kingdom, we'll go to Dishoom for breakfast. It's my favorite place. It's Iranian. It's delicious and so, so good, so nourishing. Bottomless chai. Need I say more? Say less. Then we'll go on a walk. And then we will either have an extended walk and then go for lunch, or we'll go for a walk and then a massage and then do a kind of later lunch. This is always dependent on when Lush Spa can fit us in because I'm going to Lush Spa on Princess Street. If you have a Lush Spa near you, please do yourself a service and go. One of my favorite places in the whole world. They take such good care of people in there, and that's part of the brand. I want people to know that they're cared about. That's why I go to very specifically chosen restaurants. And then we'll always go to the Witchery for that lunch, late lunch. The Witchery is so bougie, so divine. Be prepared to foot the bill because that's probably the most expensive part of the whole experience. We like the Secret Garden because it's just so bright and so special. It's very like Michelin star vibes. And then there's probably another walk, and then I will get them home, however that looks like. So sometimes they've had to go to the airport, sometimes they've gone home. I like to foot the bill for travel. So there's a lot that goes into that VIP day, just so you have like a general idea of what happens. And the question is probably then, when do you coach? The answer is all the effing time. I think that we think that coaching has to be this very structured VIP day of we're going to talk about your marketing in the morning, then we're going to talk about your lead generation, then we're going to talk about your sales process, then we're going to talk about your offer. No, absolutely not. This VIP day is an experience as a gift for your client. Should they wish to speak about their marketing, their lead generation, their sales process, absolutely, because it is their day. It is their time. They can speak about what they want because it's for them. So there is no hidden agenda from you of like, here's the things we're going to talk about. It is very much how can I deeply care for this person? Was an experience that they've probably never been on. I don't know any of my VIPs that had been on an experience where someone was like, I'm paying for everything. You want a coffee in the morning when I meet you from the train station to get you to Dishoom? No problem. It's all on me. You want gifts after your spa treatment from the store? You know that's all on me. I had a client once buy a gift for her sister. And she was like, oh no, like this is on me. And I was like, absolutely not. This entire day is on me. Accept it, right? It's for the client to feel cared about. Like they're never going to go on a date this good in their lives. It's like how I like to think about it. And why do I do that? Strategically, not only because it's the coolest thing ever, because don't you want to spend all your time with your clients because they're awesome and they literally pay for you to live? I think we forget that. Why it's great strategically is not only so that you can see how they move around the world, not only so that you can have the gift of helping them, because that's why you started your business, but it's also why they reinvest. I've been a part of many programs, and some of them not cheap. I have coached in $10,000 programs and seen people not get the results and feel terrible being a part of the process. I know what it's like to purchase something. I made a purchase of $25,000 last year, the year before, and it did not plan out well. And I didn't feel like I was cared about as part of the process. And I'm not the kind of person that like doesn't do the work, you know? I know that those people exist and no shade, but I'm the kind of person that's like, I will jump in with both feet and devour this, and just did not get the results because the system was flawed. I was not the only person. So, no offense, no shade, no names, but I've been a part of those programs and I refuse to be the person that people look at and have their heart sink that hard. So, what can I do to not be that? And not just for like how I feel or my ego, for someone to not have that experience gives me the greatest joy. For someone to invest in something and feel genuinely cared about and have the opposite experience to what I had, oh, that just fills my whole soul with so much joy. So you might not be in a position where you're like, oh, I can 100% spend a whole day, can travel to another country if need be, can spend, $600 and not worry about it. That might not be your lived reality. And I completely understand that's a luxury experience. My one-to-one for context is $4,000. And that's for 3 or 6 months, depending. So if that's the case, then I can afford to take that hit. If you cannot, that's not what we do in the CEO crowd membership. I can't, unfortunately, foot the bill currently on going to hang out with everyone in the CEO crowd and like take them for lunch and go like, I don't know, I feel like I want to say like go surfing or like horse riding or something wild and different, or like even take them for a massage or take them for a lunch, whatever it might be. I can't foot the bill for that because we would then not be profitable. And if there's something I learned from speaking of Lush Hand Cosmetics, where we go for our massages in Edinburgh, Lush Handmade Cosmetics was originally a company called Cosmetics to Go. On every box of products they sent out, they made a £1 loss, or UK company, and they subsequently went under. So when they then, the founders of Cosmetics to Go, rebranded and rebanded and rebranded in Mark Constantine's kitchen, they said Lush stands to make a profit. And from insider knowledge, that profit is over 50% on anything you buy. So what I learned there was you have to care about your profit. So we unfortunately cannot do all of those things for everyone in the CEO crowd yet. It is my goal and my vision, but yet we can't. So what are the things that we do instead? I do not upsell in the CEO crowd. Every business mentor I have had shits on that idea so fucking hard. I can't even tell you. I had a mentor that I really look up to and like see her as a real example of someone who wants to do good in the world, and heard that we do that. And she was like, that was a really bad promise to make. And I still remember her saying it. It still makes me sad. I still think she's great, but I just will die on this hill of I don't want to upsell anyone anything when they're already in community. We can sell in different ways. There is a different way to go, but when people are in community and they need support, my purpose is to serve them. That is what I have promised. So, well, I'm going to gatekeep my best stuff. I just joined a community recently where I just joined, and essentially they're already upselling me their signature program that I'm going to need. And I'm like, I appreciate that, but why didn't I just buy the signature program? Because that's not what I wanted. I actually wanted community support. And maybe I, one, don't want the program. Two, I don't want to pay you even more money when I've not got a result in the first place. So I was actually very affronted. I don't want to be the person sending that email. Like, it doesn't pass the guilt test for me. Like, everyone has their own guilt dart. It doesn't pass the guilt test for me because I am so sick of people online being burned this way. So I have refused the funnel by Russell Brunson clicks funnels, like trajectory. Yes, we use funnels. Yes, we're working on it to have upsells and downsells and all the things. But people that are in my community are in my effing community. Like, they are not meant to pay more money when they already pay on retainer for my support. I just can't get down with that. No matter how many business people and professionals hate the idea, one day I'll be sitting with Oprah and telling the story. So, back to the point. We cannot give them a million gifts and take them out for a day out, but we can give them the courses that they actually need without having to charge them more money. I can check in with people who have not been attending to make sure that they are still getting the connections and the collaborations that they may need and or want. I can still send a check-in message and say, hey, how are you? What are you working on this quarter? I can send an email for people who haven't attended in a certain period of time, say 90 days, to say, we haven't seen you. Book some one-to-one time with me just to check in because people have lives. And the last thing that people think about in their lives is usually all of the memberships that they are a part of. Because if they are busy entrepreneurs, if you're in the same similar niche to me, they're busy entrepreneurs, the thing that is at the top of their list that occasionally comes before themselves, especially if they're moms and they have kids, and then they have their business, and then they have everyone else, and then they have themselves, is typically how it goes. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that that's how I see it most frequently. So the memberships that they are a part of when they have to do that client work or when they're struggling to make their bills, it's not going to be coming to your membership. So we invest, we reinvest in people with our time, with our energy, with our care, with our gifts where we can, because that is how we improve retention, is that we care about people. Don't just serve them, care. That's what we need going into this new year, both in the Gregorian calendar and energetically from the spring equinox and whatever other new year you may celebrate. And it's not just this year. It's we need it in the online space. We need it going forward. We need it continually. We need messages like this going out to say actually care about people because if you're losing money because people are leaving, then it's because there's a lack of care for them at some point. And I'm sure it's not energetic. You don't go into like your accounts, I don't go into Kajabi and think, how can I not care about my clients today? I go in and I check the things that I have to check. You're not actively thinking like, oh, how can I piss people off? You're usually thinking, how can I do better? And here are a few examples. Instead of staying stuck in your funnel or in your website copy or with what to post that day, fire a message to your current clients and check in. Fire a message to your past clients. Every single one-to-one I have, I am still in direct contact with. Whether they were a one-to-one 3 years ago or they were a one-to-one at the very, very beginning or they left my services, it doesn't matter. I still take care of them because I still fucking care. Like, especially if you're a one-to-one service provider, you care about the people that you help. So keep in touch with them. Like, take care of them. Do a little bit of life with them. Remind them that they're cared about. It's the biggest gift. You started your business to help people. Lean on that. And those are the people that are more likely to come back or to refer your services because the door has remained open. I think that's also a conversation for another day, is how to improve one's offboarding. But that is a conversation for another day. So, thank you for being here. I hope that this helps you improve retention. If you have any other questions, shoot me a DM at the CEO Crowd on Instagram. And I'm so happy to talk about what it could look like in your business, give you my insights if they're valuable to you. And also, as with the close of the show every single time, then I'm going to share with you that if you are looking for more clients in the first place, if you're looking for collaborations, if you're looking for connections, you want to grow your business this year, because you're probably here because you're like, I need support with business in some capacity, then come join us at networking. Come grow that business, my friend, and do it in a safe space where people actually care. Because as you have probably heard from this entire conversation, the people that we're going to attract are going to be the people that care as deeply as we do. So if you care super deeply about your community, we'd love to see you at the CEO Crowd because that's very much our vibe. And we'd love to help you spread your message to not only the women in the room, but over I'm going to say 300 actively engaged participating clients. And then we also have, there's over 500 people on that list now, which is crazy to me. So if you want to join us, then you're so welcome. The details are in the description. And in the meantime, we'll be over here checking in on all of our clients, it seems, because that's genuinely the purpose of the business. Quality is absolutely the forefront of our year. And we'll be believing in you and your attention too.